Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. On probably the hardest shift of the whole conference after lunch on a Friday afternoon. So let's see how we go. First, when I kick off, I want to show you a video first because it'll set the scene. This video was, we made it about 18 months ago when we had the Premier, Mike Baird, come down to the market to announce where the new market would be built and also to announce the commencement of the tender process. And it, in 4 quick minutes, gives you a very good idea of what we're trying to create. So if technology works, you'll see it.
Sydney Fish Market has been at the heart of Australian culture and cuisine for nearly 70 years. Now, imagine the world's best seafood market spanning the southern end of Blackwattle Bay on the iconic Sydney Harbour as a beautiful new market excelling in fresh produce. Bringing together our maritime heritage with outstanding contemporary design. Readily accessible by transport services, with adequate parking and easy, uncongested entry by road for customers and suppliers. The new Sydney Fish Market will be a major drawcard to the revitalised Bays Precinct, attracting local, interstate and international visitors, and a unique destination under a powerful brand for over 6 million visitors a year, more than double the current numbers. Millions of visitors each year love Sydney Fish Market. Our traditions and character have rightly made Sydney Fish Market the most recognised Aussie seafood brand. But relocating our busy market's well-worn facilities to a new site nearby is now a priority to meet growth targets and to keep showcasing great Aussie seafood and fresh produce to the world. Half our international visitors know the Sydney Fish Market brand before arriving in Australia. Already a third of Chinese visitors to the nation visit Sydney Fish Market. Our identity supports Australia's high value as a holiday destination, while showcasing our seafood as sustainable and high quality. With the wider economic and social impact of the market calculated at $300 million per year, a significant amount of that value is attributed to the Sydney Fish Market brand. By keeping the immediate connection between the fishing fleet and wholesale auction with vibrant retail stores and restaurants, we focus on what visitors tell us they value most: authenticity and action. Selling over 500 species annually, we visibly deliver seafood's greatest value: freshness. Purpose-built to modern standards, construction of the market at the southern end of Blackwattle Bay will allow vital trade to thousands of shops and restaurants to continue uninterrupted, while incorporating best practice in waste management and sustainable fishing. The rebuild creates a global benchmark for fish markets. An integrated showcase of fresh produce that only Sydney Fish Market has the history.
You right there?
Skills.
I feel like a doctor.
And brand value to deliver.
So I'm mulling over, eh?
The new site offers the best opportunity to co-locate the fishing fleet and the auction floor, while improving the recreational experience by activating visitors' access to the shoreline and neighbouring Wentworth Park. Our building size will double. Parking spaces will quadruple, and new road, light rail and ferry connections will put the fish market on the same routes as other great Sydney attractions. Australia's best seafood cooking school will expand into a larger culinary training and education facility. A state-of-the-art interactive attraction zone will inspire and entertain visitors with information about the diversity, character and traditions of the market, taking them on high seas adventures and showcasing the responsibility and professionalism of our exciting industry. The redevelopment will deliver around $54 million in consumer benefits each year and boost the New South Wales economy by $52 million through tourism. During construction, over 900 jobs will be generated, growing to over 1,100 jobs when open, with an additional retail spend of nearly $180 million per annum. It will help New South Wales meet tourism targets and anchor the government's redevelopment of Blackwattle Bay. Reimagine, an iconic destination, an epicentre of the Australian seafood industry, driving economic growth for New South Wales. You'll be hooked.
So you can see why we're excited. The opportunities are absolutely enormous. Some of the metrics in there have changed. The car parking, we're having to rethink that. It'll be a distributed car park network rather than one big car park. But the economic values, tourism numbers are all validated research numbers, and it shows why a government would be investing in a private asset for the community of New South Wales. So where are we up to? In June this year, Premier Berejiklian came to the market and announced the outcome of the tender process. We had 64 architectural consortium from around the world put in bids to design this market. And in June this year, Premier Berejiklian announced the winner being 3XN, a Danish architectural team who have partnered up with a Sydney-based team, BVN. So we're into the design process. We're actually talking about, oh boy, I've got to move. Some of their work, 3XN's work, Blue Planet Aquarium in Copenhagen, an amazing building. The new International Olympic Committee headquarters in Lucerne, an amazing building. The humanising of a high-rise, Key Quarter Towers in Sydney, another amazing building that they're doing, and an even more amazing building, the new Sydney Fish Market. You can see on there architectural impression. The retail will be on the upper level and the wholesale will be on the ground level, and people will gradually arrive at the upper level as they walk around the foreshore. The offloading will then be done underneath that walkover, and so that you're separating it, make it visually accessible, but separating the dangerous aspects of the work. If you look from the upper level, the retail level, it'll be undercover, but opened out, looking across the wholesale operations up the bay. What's unique about us is we connect the water and the city, but we're an operating market, but we're a public space. The traditional fish market used to be just product arriving, sold, going out. And I'd like to just recount my own experience. When I first started in the fish markets in 1975, it was a wholesale market built out where the car park is with a couple of stalls. We did the development where we are now, and it became a wholesale market with a few shops. This new market will be a tourism and food precinct for the community built on a market. It is a different business to what it is today. Some of our types of events that we run at the moment, we will be able to enhance that with a bigger and better facility. The primary design parameter is to use the market as a linkage point, linking the market to Wentworth Park to the bay and around the bay, so it's a place where communities come together. Marketplaces have always been a place of community, where the fishing community, the aquaculture community come in to sell their wares, where the retailers and wholesalers come to buy, where the public come to buy to take home or to buy and enjoy on the waterfront, and for the tourists to come and enjoy our produce and observe the Aussie way of life. With that in mind, we've been looking at our business models, and we did some work with Tricky Jigsaw, who are the innovation arm of MNC Saatchi. There's a whole presentation in this alone. I might just mention that Tricky Jigsaw a fortnight ago were judged by the Australian Financial Review as being Australia's most innovative company. We did a lot of research. We interviewed people along our supply chain, the fishers, the wholesalers, the retailers, the tenants. We interviewed a whole lot of consumers that come onto the site as well. And we came to the realisation that the role of Sydney Fish Market, our purpose in the community, is to unite people and the sea. Unite people with one another, but also with the sea. Connecting people to the environment from which the seafood comes from, because their desire to understand the source of their produce. That is driving us to rethink the way our business works. And normally you'd have a company with one mission. We now believe we are a company with two. I'll skip past the pillars because they all underpin that purpose. We are a company now with two missions. We've got sea to market, market to plate. The sea to market is the wholesale chain, so the fishers, the co-ops, the aquaculturalists, the merchants, the wholesalers. They all have different needs, and we are now developing strategies to address those different needs and problems to solve for them. Then you've got market to plate, and we identified 6 different customer groups that come to that market. You've got the person that comes every day or every week to buy their seafood and their home, their produce. You've got those that come for a special occasion, to buy for a special occasion, so such as those that come at Christmas. They have a different set of needs. You have those that want to come and learn about our industry, learn about our produce. We term them the skill seekers. You've got those that want to come and just have a family occasion together at the market. And you've got those that come to buy, to have a family occasion at home. Each of those customers have a different set of needs. And this information is driving the design process and will design our future business models. So where are we now? We're into design. By the end of this year, we will have a preferred design. 2018 is about development applications, consents, building. Commence construction late 2018-29, and we move in late 2021. Some more images of what it might look like. Oh no, hot off the press last night, Europe's leading architectural magazine, Mark. The Danes delivered the Opera House, and we have great expectations that they will deliver again, a quote from myself. That was published last night. Another perspective on what the market will look like this is looking at it from our current site. An amazing building for amazing community activities. Thanks very much.